If your spirit is hungry for God's Word, and you need to fill yourself up with something good, then it's time to reach for Homily Helper with Father Perry.
Hello, I'm Father Perry Kavookjian, and welcome to the Newman Center. You know, sometimes when I'm sitting in the confessional, a person will come in and they'll say, "Bless me, Father, for I have sinned." And then they'll really say, "You know, I'm so embarrassed to be back here. I was just here 2 weeks ago, or I was just here a month ago, and I'm here to confess the same old thing." Some people really seem annoyed with themselves, that when they come to confession, they're asking for the same forgiveness, for the same sin that has plagued them over and over again. Well, I think sometimes people just need to forgive themselves and get on with life. But for many of us, there are patterns of behavior and certain sins that just seem to stay with us. And time after time, we're burdened in the same way. And just when we're feeling like, well, I should just give up on asking God for forgiveness because I'm probably boring Him or He's mad that it keeps repeating the same sin, then we need to look to today's gospel, which is very powerful. Peter asks Jesus a question, "Lord, how many times should we forgive our neighbor?" And in effect, Jesus answers by saying, there should not be any limit to the number of times you're willing to forgive. And when Jesus tells Peter that we should be willing to forgive innumerable times, Jesus is saying something very important about God, that God's mercy knows no bounds, that God's forgiveness is inexhaustible. And when things are plaguing us time after time, then we have the right. And in fact, God desires that we approach Him time and time again for the same mercy and forgiveness. No matter what our sin is, no matter how often we fall into that trap, God's mercy is there as long as we desire that forgiveness. So the next time you feel a little bit unsettled about having to confess the same old sin, remember how lucky we are that Peter asked the question. And remember Jesus' answer. God's mercy has no boundaries. There's an abundance and there's a generosity to the number of times God desires to forgive.
See you next time for another serving of Homily Helper with Father Perry on KNXT Channel 49.